Andrew, what does the New York Times mean to you?
The New York Times, to me, means a great brand that is known for quality journalism, one that I can go to for breaking news and also for analysis to understand information that is speeding around us at all times, primarily.
After the film, what was the reaction like in terms of my media people, the media analysts on it? Were you beaten up? Did you feel like it was fair coverage? How did you feel after the film first came out?
Well, I think that the coverage of the movie was, majority positive.
Mm-hmm.
We got great reviews in many outlets. The sort of glaring thing is that we got a negative review in the Times itself by Michael Kinsley, who was selected to do the review for them. And I don't agree with that review, but I feel that the film, doesn't sort of pull any punches. It really gets at a lot of the sort of core obstacles facing the newspaper industry and journalism in general. And it's not necessarily an easy pill for people to swallow, but I do think that people really got the message of the movie. And we always cite the fact that the movie grossed over $1 million, which is sort of unique for documentaries, which goes to show that sort of regular viewers really came out for the movie, and the word of mouth was good, and they wanted to see it. So we're heartened by that.
Were you surprised that you were able to get such access to the newsroom, to those journalists, to those editors, and even the management team itself?
In a way, I was surprised that we were able to get access initially, but I think in a way it's really of a piece with the spirit and the ethos of the Times journalists themselves. Once they agreed to do the project, they had no editorial control. They didn't want to influence the message of the movie. And after I was able to sort of gain the trust of David Carr and Brian Stelter and Bruce Hedlund, were some of the main figures on the media desk that I was covering, they sort of, as peer journalists, empathized with the project at hand and were really very transparent. And so was Bill Keller, the executive editor at the time. So, in a sense, I wasn't surprised ultimately, because I think it was, again, sort of in the spirit of what they're doing day in and day out.
Knowing what you know now, having that access, talking to the journalists, you've seen all the strategic moves of the Times during the film and since. What is your sense of the Times' future?
I think that the future for the Times is bolstered tremendously by the success of the paywall. I think it was very difficult to sort of pull the trigger on that, but it's been just incredibly successful. I mean, there's over 450,000 people who have signed up for getting full access to the Times online. Now, that's not in any way a sort of panacea. It doesn't solve all the financial problems, but really what's most at stake is the readership feeling invested in the journalism that the paper is producing and feeling that they want to pay for it. And the rollout of the paywall has shown that that is still sort of very much alive and well, and that means that the corporate side of the Times can figure out different models, which no one has. No one in the entire sort of print landscape really has a solution. But all you can really rely on is your readership and keeping your brand promise alive with them. And I think that's what the paywall shows. So I would say that the future is unclear, but one thing is certain, which is that people are still turning to the Times for quality journalism.
Thanks, Andrew.
Sure.